2 videos ago, I went to the US servers for the first time to film a video on Rustoria US Medium. The US servers gave me my best performing video to date, so I decided to run it back again but up the ante and play the infamous Rustoria US Main, a 1000 pop server. The plan was to build a unique underwater pyramid base that also doubled as a strong online raid defense base in the deep snow right next to launch site. What I didn't plan for was being stuck between two 20-man zergs living on either side of me, with me needing to pull out all of the tricks just to defend my home. With my build location sorted, I spawned in the second the server wiped and headed straight there. Hello, we're back. I'm on one of the most chaotic servers in Rust, US Rustoria Main. I've had a few people tell me not to do this wipe solo, but in typical Nugo fashion, I'm going to ignore them and do it in the hardest way possible by building next to HQM quarry and launch site in the deep snow. And I have a bit of a unique base plan for this wipe, something I've been working on behind the scenes, so we need to get there quick, get some land before it all dries up, and try not to get wiped off the face of the map in like the first hour or two. Alrighty, part 1 of the plan is subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you like solo content, do it, but the actual part 1 of the plan is to get out of the desert and out of the grub zone, especially on the Christmas update, put some bags down in the green zone so I have a respawn point if it all goes pear-shaped, and then go to the snow, put some 1x1s down, and we'll live out of them while I try and set this pyramid up. But we'll need a couple small bases because I think I will get raided quite early on, especially where I'm going to build. Alright, nice cloth, I need that. I need to get a bag down here. If I don't get a couple bags down here, I'll be back on the beach in the grub zone. And on a 1000 pop server, I don't think I'd get back off of it. So we need to get a couple bags down and we go on to part 2 of the plan, getting out in the snow. Probably going to want to get all the cloth I can get here while I can, because I have a feeling that it's going to be a struggle to get it where I'm going to put this base. I'll take that. I might get this pig actually. I'm going to try get my furnace before I get to the snow. I just know that it's going to be chaos. The more I get here, the easier my life is when I get there. I spent a bit more time than usual in the green zone preparing to get to the snow. I knew once I got there and where I wanted to put my base that it was likely going to be Struggle Street. You see, out of all the places a solo could put a base on this server, it probably shouldn't be where I was going to do it. With a decent inventory of loot, I started part 2 of my plan, getting to the snow. Oh, get domed. There's no way I'm running into all of that. I think we just pick our battles, get to the snow first, get a base, because I have quite a bit of stuff on me. Holy crap. That's what I'm dealing with. It's probably going to be my neighbours, to be honest. God, I have so much stuff on me. This is high risk, high reward. Please don't die. I'm thinking the first 1x1 will go in front of me on the cliff there in those trees. There should be build priv and it'll get me enough wood to be able to start the pyramid. But I might do 2 or 3 1x1s along that cliff line while I get the chance. We'll see. We'll assess when we get there. I'm making this commitment now and I'm probably going to regret it, but the pyramid is going in that water. It's a non-negotiable. Even if there's a zerg next to launch on the iceberg behind me, there will be a pyramid there. Alright, nice. So we got the first 1x1 down. And we got the furnace as well, so I'll get the metal smelting. We'll have a door in no time. I think for now we just have a bit of a look around, a scout, see who's building where, maybe pick a few people off trying to put a base down, and go from there. Oh, tugboat. There's gonna be a Zerg probably at HQM Quarry. We'll go see if anyone's running it. They're probably gonna be like the biggest threat on wipe day for me. Hello neighbours. I was expecting a group to be at HQM Quarry, I just wasn't sure how deep they were, but for some reason I am a Chinese Zerg magnet, and these guys end up being a huge Chinese Zerg. But for now, I had to get in what farming I could while I had the chance. The key to success in this area was going to be small wins. I put a shelter down at the start of the road that I came from, and got started on trying to progress to my end goal, which was trying to get a pyramid built in that water. I'm not sure where you're at as a viewer if you're long term, this could be your first video, but over the last year or so, I was building a main base design, custom built by me, and I was evolving on it every time I got raided by a Zerg. And the end goal was to essentially build one of the best online raid defense bases for a solo against big groups. Now I retired that base at the end of my last video and it's in a pretty good spot, go check it out. But the plan going forward is to repeat that process all over again, but with an exotic style of base. Now I built a pyramid by Maverick like almost 2 years ago with a cat head on it. I'm going to repeat the same process and convert that style of pyramid into a new main base with the principles I learnt from my old one in defending raids against Zergs. This base on this wipe will be the first version of it. I'm kind of going to wing it a bit. We're going to go through the process all over again. Start from scratch, build it up, modify when we get raided, and go on the journey again. Now I don't normally upgrade my 1x1s, but for this server I'll make an exception because if I get raided, it's probably video over. Sounds like we have some new neighbours. Or it's the Zerg on a farm run. I'm sure we'll find out very soon. Right, I need cloth. I don't have any. We've used it on bags already, and I need clothing to get into launch site. So I'm just going to have to do this the hard way and just run in there naked with sewing kits until I eventually get it out. Peak gaming performance right here. Time that well, the Zerg's just taken Bradley for the first time this wipe. That's a really quick Bradley. They're gonna have rockets very soon, and I know what they're like. They're gonna come through this like beach area and just clean out all the grubs. They're very territorial, the Chinese Zergs. The things you do for cloth. Welcome to the reality of building where I've built. As painful as that was, it's probably the best thing I could have done, because I reckon I can make a snow jacket now, and like a bandana, and go in there at night and kind of just weave between the Zergs, and I'll be able to get a bunch of farm that way to get started, and to just get some guns. Someone's put a shelter right next to me. We need to like stop whatever he's doing. I can't have neighbours that close. Alright, nice. We need to kill him one more time, get him on timer, and I'll be able to break that shelter. Oh, I got him. The ping. I thought it took a while to die. This is good. We can break this now. Oh my god, there's actually a fair bit in here. He's been killing bears for like the last 5 hours. I had defeated one neighbour, but the other one was going to be a bit more of a mission. The second I got anywhere near the launch site, the Zerg would just shoot me in the head. But things in this area were about to get very interesting as another Zerg decided this was also going to be their home. It begins. This is what the Chinese Zergs do every single time I find them. They'll just clear the entire area out of everyone. Solo, big, small, it doesn't matter. They do not discriminate. But there is a way to survive, and it's a lot of 1x1s, which I'll do. Oh wow, they're out mucking around. They grief sealed the base. This actually ends up being good for me because this is where my pyramid was going to go, but now this base isn't here anymore. Circle of life. The fact that they're raiding already and they're working their way up to the hill that I'm on, I'm going to put a few more of these down just to be safe. I don't want to be wiped out of this area yet. Oh, what the... It's like an anthill. I know exactly what to do, but I gotta do it quickly. If that Zerg and the HQM Zerg are not allied, they're gonna be at war with each other. If I get a 1x1 down just in time between them, I can continually respawn there and just grab the kits that they lose when they're fighting each other. I don't think the other Zerg realizes yet. They're taking Bradley at the moment. This is like the perfect chance to get away with this. This is actually kind of a blessing in disguise because while they're at war with each other, I can do whatever I want for the most part. But once they figure out each other exists, there's just going to be a war zone right where I put this 1x1. How many of them are there? That is insane. I don't see how that would be enjoyable, but each to their own. This is, I guess, neighbor number 2. Oh, they've been found by the other Zerg. That's their base direction. Oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. With my two neighbours now at war with each other, this presented the perfect chance to actually achieve some progression. While they were distracted with each other, I started to sneak into the launch site and try and secure some much needed comps and farm for guns. I still think the Zerg would send a few guys in here. I don't think they want to completely relinquish control. So I'm just going to sit here in the dark with a pipe and just wait for someone to come along. Frickin' run, take what I can get. Two guns, I'll take that. It's actually a big win. I finally have some firepower, not just Christmas present water pipes. I wonder how the Zergs are going with each other. It's like a little bit out of render, but I hear faint shots every now and again. But as long as they're fighting each other and not me, I'm happy. Do I just dome him? Oh my god, I've dropped him. What a whiff! Took me a while to find it, but I finally did. I've got 3 guns now, but the problem at hand is this pyramid. I need to make a decision about how exactly I do this. These 2 Zergs complicate things. I'm still going to do it. It's just I've got to do it the smartest way possible. The second I start to build it, they'll probably raid it. I might have to hoard resources and kind of do it in one big go. Wow, this is my forest and my wood. I hadn't really kept too much of an eye on the Zergs because I was having a lot of success at launch site. I would spawn in every now and again and see what they were up to, and the last time I spawned in, the Chinese had built a big tower and put 3 guys up there with bolties. The Iceberg Zerg were getting bullied and decided to move their base to an even more awkward spot. There is a base going down in the water right behind my 1x1 in like a really annoying spot. But I do have a scuba set. I reckon if I scuba over there, I might be able to surprise them. Like, who would expect a guy just to emerge from the water with a P2? That's the Iceberg Zerg. That is not good. I'm now in the dead center between them and the Chinese Zerg. My base is not going to last long. My little tree oasis is now like a thoroughfare. That's where the Zerg has to get through to get to launch site. I've definitely picked a bad spot to build, but I'm committed. I will be building that pyramid. That is going to be a very big base. I have a difficult decision to make. I had to be up at 4:30 AM for this wipe because it's in the American time zone. Do I stay up and just degenerate level play this game to the point where I can build the pyramid comfortably before I go to sleep and know that I could defend it? Or do I go to sleep early, split my loot, and not have a whole lot in this base? Because I know for a fact the second I go to sleep, either one of these two Zergs is just going to wipe this entire cliff face of all the bases. And then wake up tomorrow and just restart to do the pyramid. I think I'm not going to be able to build the pyramid in stages. I need to pretty much farm and build most of it in one go with auto turrets, or it just doesn't stand a chance. It'll just get griefed and TC griefed straight away. But I think that's the play. I think I just split my loot, go to sleep tonight, know that I'm going to get offline and just minimize my losses, and then farm all day tomorrow or most of tomorrow, and then just bang pyramid while fighting the Zergs. I was being watched constantly after having taken some guns from the people around me. I knew an offline was almost 100% a guarantee. So I decided to split my loot, go to sleep early, and attempt to build the pyramid in one big go so I could at least defend it. I didn't want to risk having my 1x1 raided while completely loaded with build materials, so I needed to build a 2x1 right next to where the pyramid was going to go so that I could at least defend my farm and also my pyramid. Well, you can't be disappointed if you expect the worst. I've woken up like 20 minutes ago, I'm exhausted, I've smashed like 4 coffees, but we have a plan today. And the good news is, if I've been raided, we'll go have a look, but I assume everyone through here is being cleaned out. And we might be able to put this 2x1 down on the water's edge, uncontested. And then from there, get farm in there, auto smelters, and then start this pyramid. I really just want to build the pyramid because it looked cool in my head, the underwater thing, when I was experimenting. And also, I want to start testing it. And the plan is to just defend it against Zergs, because I don't think they're going to make my life easy while I try to build this thing. I'm kind of glad I did go to sleep when I did, because I didn't really lose a whole lot, because I didn't have a whole lot. But I'm going to do a quick launch site run, get the basics back in my bases, then we'll look to start this 2x1. It's not going to be like a normal 2x1, it'll be a few stories high. I have auto furnaces and everything I need to be prepared to build the main base. That's not the start I had in my head. Oh, they've got launchers. I didn't hear this one get raided, but it must have been raided just before I logged in. There's still loot on the ground, but I don't know what's going on, to be honest. It's just running around, launchers everywhere. Well, that is really, really, really bad. That's one of my 1x1s that has all of my clothing in it. I don't know if this day is going to go to plan, but mark my words, I will not be leaving this freaking wipe until there's a pyramid in that water. I will not be broken, I don't ever get broken, but I might get raided 1,000 times trying to build that pyramid. The guys that are raiding this coastline, they've just come out of this base that they're now building up, and it is right next to my starter that I just repaired. Just keeps getting better. I'm gonna have to just scrounge up what I have left out of the starter and the 1x1 they raided, and just move down a bit and do this 2x1 before I lose the opportunity. Once the sun goes down, I'm gonna try and move what I have left into that 2x1. Right, we're not out of it yet. We're still alive. I knew the server would be an exercise, but this is full on. I was still holding on by a thread and I was now back up to 2 bases. This wipe so far had been an exercise in solo survival. I knew going into it, especially where I wanted to build, that it was going to be a struggle, but I thought that I'd be more progressed than I actually was. I was still committed to building my main base, defending it against groups around me, even if I was raided back to a rock and a torch. This wipe was now about defeating the odds. I still had a clear objective and regardless of setbacks, intended to achieve it. We're kind of seesawing on the edge of having nothing left. Oh, we've got 2 bases left. This 2x1 which doesn't have anything in it, and my 1x1 which still has a bit of loot that I split where I put between the 2 zergs. We kind of just need to keep a low profile, operate in the shadows, and try and build our farm up a little bit. Otherwise, it's not going to be a good day. There's one of them on my roof, which is not good at all. Don't tell me. Oh my god. For some reason, I thought that wall was sheet metal, and I had 4 more rockets left. Oh well, what was I just gonna do anyway? Run into the airlock and die? This server's an experience, to say the least. Oh god. This is all I'm reduced to, a 1x1 with nothing. At least I've got something. You gotta look at the bright side. I will not be quitting, I will be pushing through this, but this base is right next to the Chinese Zerg, which I haven't looked at for a while. Probably go have a look at their base in a second, see how they're going. But this is where we're at. I think, help me. It had been a very long time since I was put in a position like this. My back was completely against the wall, the odds were stacked against me, and my only base was a 1x1 with nothing in it right next to a Chinese Zerg. This is literally like playing on hardcore mode where one death meant the end. If I made one simple mistake like giving the Zerg any reason to raid this 1x1, I was going to be back on the spawn beach with a rock and a torch. I went outside, I know it's hard to believe, questioned my life choices, watched some motivational compilations on YouTube, smashed like 5 Red Bulls, and came back with a fresh mind determined to build this base. I'd been on the wrong side of luck this wipe, but that was all soon about to change. Can't even hit a wood pile without them running past me with a jackhammer. I've never felt this vulnerable in Rust before. It's not a good feeling. Yeah, that's one hell of a base. I think the plan is to get that 2x1 down as quick as possible and put a few externals on it, so even if I do get raided, I'll be okay. Once I get that down, I'll feel a lot more safer, but we need to do it smartly and under the radar of this Zerg. Can it get any worse? He's cutting down the forest that I use to get in and out of launch site. This is getting harder and harder as each minute goes by. There's not a tree left. He cut the whole thing down. My poor forest. Over the next few hours, I painstakingly farmed up where I could while trying to avoid detection. I managed to sneak in and out of launch site a few times, do some low-key farm runs, and I gotten to the point where I could try and put a 2x1 down. This single build was going to make or break this wipe. I really needed to get this 2x1 down without any major issues. Thankfully, that's gone to plan. We now have a 2x1 honeycomb with an external. I will chuck another level on this. I do think I have enough stone, but other than that, I have nothing apart from this P2 kit. So we're going to spend a bit of time building this 2x1 up. Get another external, put a little shooting floor. We need auto furnaces, workbenches. We need all that stuff before we attempt to build the main base. But by doing this, I'm definitely going to be on the Zergs radar because I'll be going in and out of launch sites. So I might have to prepare for a freaking raid defense in the 2x1. Alright, I think this will do for now. Let's chuck a door on upstairs and we'll get on to getting some resources. I need some guns. I need comps from launch site badly. I don't know this name. I think this server's still 800 pop, and I reckon everyone's going to be moving in here to try get online raids from the Zergs. I don't think there'll be a lull in this entire wipe right up until the last minute that I play. He's a part of the Chinese Zerg. I need all of this so badly, even though it's not much. time that well, I can hear the Zerg taking Bradley, so it's not the Zerg that I've been fighting. There must be like another small group nearby. Sit down. I had gone from one base and a P2 to a decent sized base and 5 guns. Things were starting to look up, even though I had a 5-man living right next to me at God knows whatever this thing is. Now the Zerg was still very much active and I had one asleep on my doorstep, which is never a good sign. My neighbours were in the exact same position as me, but hadn't quite realised it yet. They bump into the Zerg themselves and they make me a very interesting offer. The Chinese Zergs on the move. I think it's probably just dawned on my neighbour who hasn't been here that long. The kind of situation that we're both in right now. Big Chinese Zerg on one side and the water Zerg on the other. I think my neighbours might be starting to understand the situation around here. They've met the Zerg.
What up, Yellow? Oh my god, Yellow, run, brother. We just rocked so many of them. Yo, Yellow, bro, are you a YouTuber or something?
This is one of my favourite pastimes, just suppressing Chinese Zerg members. There are so many of them.
So who are you, bro?
Yellow.
Everything you have is so privated, bro.
So?
SteamID.uk, your battle metrics, everything, bro. You made your account in 2006 and I can't figure out who you are. Oh, you know what? I figured it out. You smell like...
Whoa. Whoa. Shouldn't speak to your ally like that. We're friends now.
Oh.
I formed an alliance. Not the type of alliance normal people form, but I do have a plan. But also, during all of this, this massive raid's kicked off right next to us, and I'm curious who this is. Oh my god, it's the other Zerg from the water. I had two choices here. I could have went to war with my neighbor with two Zergs closing in on either side of us, or I could form a strategic alliance where I would use them to my advantage. I knew these guys had 2 to 3 hours max in them before they got raided by either one of these Zergs, purely based off the fact that they've been taking kits off them. I figured if I could keep one of them between me and the Zerg at all times, I could use their death as an early detection system, and with the respawn rates on this server, I'd be able to power through farming as fast as possible without interruption to get all the stuff I would need to build this pyramid. If I didn't do this, I would likely be back where I was this morning, living in a 1x1 with nothing. So while my allies were fighting the Zergs, I was farming like I'd never farmed before. The next 3.5 hours was me literally just farming and watching my neighbors try and infiltrate the water Zerg. After farming non-stop, I was now sitting on a decent pile of loot that put me in a very good position to try and start to build this pyramid. We have a problem. These guys are done for the wipe. It's pretty late in America and they're logging out, which I was hoping to get like another hour out of them. But yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We've got like quite a bit of farm now and the pyramid's ready to go. I was hoping we'd get a bit more protection, but we're just gonna have to wing it, I reckon. Normally I do my builds in the dark, but it's pointless because I'm doing this one in the water and you're visible anyway. So I think we just send it. Just run out first, chuck the footprint down and just go all in. Build it as quick as possible, least likely to be seen, and just pray to the rust gods. Nice, going well so far. This is like a little bunker entrance that will get you into the underwater area, and then we build on top of it. I wonder if he's seen it. Over the next couple day and night cycles, I continued to build out the footprint of the pyramid, doing the externals, placing down auto turrets, doing the towers and farm runs in between. I hadn't found a viable external tower set up yet for this pyramid, so I just winged version 1s. After quite a number of hours of building, the base was looking in decent shape. I'd done nothing but build this thing as I wanted to get it done in one go to reduce the chance of an early raid. The Zerg did eventually find me building, but I'd progressed the base enough to the point where I probably wouldn't lose it completely if they raided it due to the 4 externals I'd placed down. There's a bit of a time skip that goes on here as it's just me building, but there were raids going on all around me and I needed this base done as soon as possible, but I left the coolest feature to last, the underwater bunker, which I was going to build soon. From this clip onwards, I felt constantly on edge. I still wanted to strengthen the base a bit, but I was expecting a Zerg to roll up any second and try and raid it. I've been building for I don't even know how long, but we've got something. I kind of messed up. I had externals in my head, but then I realized I connected to the TC, the main TC, by mistake. So I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board for that. So I'll wing that and the roof. Kind of looks like someone sank like 20 beers and built a base, but it's still art in my eyes. But the plan is to just... There's been so much stuff going on around me. Raids, everything. I think I'm just gonna go have a bit of a look around and see what's evolved and been happening while I've been building. And go from there. I have no idea what is going on over at the Chinese base. It's just been like random stuff happening like that. Need to go check it out, I think. Hang on, I was about to go to the Chinese base, but the Chinooks just ratted someone out in the dark. Oh my swear word god. What? Got the backpack as well. That is the most loaded person I've ever killed in Rust by a mile. I think something's going down at the Chinese base. These are all raid kits, and that's stuff for meds. Oh, bye-bye, Pyramid. It was nice knowing you. I don't know that name. Maybe they turn around and raid me instead. Surely that was a guy running kits over to raid. That's exactly what you would bring to a big raid. Wow, that's just wow. I don't think I've ever killed anyone that loaded before. Like, look at that box. That is insane. We have launchers and AK kits. I know what I'm doing for the rest of the what? Bradleys. That is just... I have no words for that. I need to see what's going on though. I think the Chinese are about to get raided, or they were meant to, and I've just stopped it. I don't know, but... Pyramid, nice knowing you. It's probably not going to be here for much longer. I didn't know it at the time, but I played with chat off and surprise surprise, the Chinese Zerg living next to me got banned for cheating. Every group in the snow had come over to try raid them, knowing they wouldn't be able to defend. My best guess is the guys I'm dueling in this clip just after the sun come up belonged to the same guy I killed in the dark who was running raid kits over to raid the Chinese base. After taking those kits, I knew a raid was likely imminent, so I spent a bit of time doing the final fortifications on the base and then putting kits everywhere for a raid defense. Persistence had paid off. I went from a 1x1 with nothing to a pyramid full of AKs in one day due to a creative strategy and a blessing from the Rust gods. I also now had everything I needed to attempt to take Bradleys to get more firepower and more raid defense kits for what was likely coming soon. But before attempting Bradley, I had to bedazzle my underwater vault. Who's ready for the coolest thing ever? Oh, look how cool this is. Like, you could do so much with this. Not just water, you could have desert, grass, whatever you wanted. It just looks so wicked. Like little under base oasis type setup going on. But yeah, I think now that this is done, I reckon it's Bradley o'clock, which will be interesting with the server still at like 700 pop. So wish me luck. I really don't know how this is going to go, but I might as well try use the AKs instead of losing them to an offline or something. But the Chinese Zerg's gone, the water Zerg's still there, there's the group I took the AKs from in the first place, then there's another big group on the other side of launch. So I reckon the second a HV hits Bradley, the whole server's going to come here. See how we go. Now the fun part, trying to hold it. How many people that Chinook is shooting at? This place is about to be chaotic already. Just so many of them. I had a first-hand taste of everyone around launch site coming to counter Bradley. The group on the other side of launch chucked their manpower at it and my first attempt was a failure. The guy I killed in the dark ended up on my doorstep when the sun come up, and that was just another name to add to the list of people who were already probably going to try and raid me. I ran over to Outpost while I waited for Bradley to respawn, got a mini, and the same group that tried to counter Bradley came over with their attack heli and started to harass me. I wasn't going to give up and I was committed to at least getting one set of Bradley loot before I was probably wiped off the map. Someone's tried to take Bradley on my watch. It's probably the group on the other side of launch that tried to counter me. I don't go do to them what they did to me and just rat them with night vision every time they try to do it. nice. Who doesn't love some good PvP? Got to put my charcoal away. I just counted Bradley with a backpack full of charcoal. Oh, an M2. Finally. Let me get this back to base, please. The guys who I've been stealing the Bradley loot from were not happy. They've been doing regular 10 to 15 minute flyby checks, and I followed their attack heli back to the base that they were all coming from. Before my heli was blown up, I took it over to the top of the Chinese Zerg base that was raided just to have a poke around, and actually found a couple AK kits stashed behind decayed doors. I went AFK for a bit, had some food, and waited for Bradley to respawn, but when I came back I found a random base outside mine. Even in the post-production, I'm not too sure who this belonged to, but I assumed at the time, the launch site group I'd been countering put another base between me and launch site to stop me from running over and stealing Bradley from them. Problem was, they put a guy up there with an L9 who just sat there shooting me for most of the morning. What I thought was a grief base ended up turning into something a little bit more. What is this thing? Like, where did this even come from? Here we go. This is my life now, being boltied. Probably all day. Just dawned on me that they've shot my SAM side out. It's not good. I think they actually might be trying to raid me. they're treating that base as a fob. I don't know what's going on, but we'll roll with it. I have a feeling they've noticed how many auto turrets I have and their only options to top down me. I think there's only 5 or 6 of them, but I need to stop roof control at all costs or we're in trouble. They're 100% trying to get roof control slowly. If I just keep running their kits out, we might be alright. There's still turrets left on the roof, but I need to take everything off that roof they can use against me because they're just trying to get me slowly. I reckon if they get roof control, there'll be 5 or 6 of them just slamming straight down into the core. Kind of 50-50 at the moment. I've got 2 turrets left on the roof, but I'm taking a lot of kits off them, and it's dark in the snow. Surely that's most of the HVs. If I can get this safe, that is huge. Ooh, that could be it. That's a big blow. I've just taken a line of HVs off them, plus everything they've already used, and they still need a lot more to get through my turrets. This might be the end. After losing those HVs, I think they called it. What a way to end the wipe. I'm gonna just wait for this all to die down. I'm done, and I reckon once they all go, I'm gonna chuck all me loot up on the roof. We'll do a loot check, and that'll be it, I reckon. I'm curious to see how much I've collected over the last couple of days. Yep, there's definitely going to be round 2. I've just checked battle metrics and they've all logged off. So, GG. Well, I'll put all my loot together and we'll do a loot check, but I just gotta say, what a wipe. US main is probably the hardest server I've ever played, close to the OG AU main days. But I was pushed to my limit this wipe, and I was so close to being back on the spawn beach, but I'm glad we pushed through because it got some good content in the end. I went from nothing to loaded in about 2 days, mostly by fluke. But this was the loot I've ended up with. Like, I'm actually pretty loaded. That one kill on that guy in the dark set me up big time. It's insane just looking at it. Going from nothing to 22 full kits by the end of the wipe. It's just crazy, but we made it to the end. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the support, to be honest. The channel's been doing quite well over the last few videos, so I'll be back next month. Same stuff on another main server, which I won't say, but I've never played it before. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you next month.